Called to,
Progress.
there we go. Call to order the meeting of our Common Council for Tuesday, November 18th. Clerk?
Thank you, Your Honor. We have 10 members present in civic clerk. Alders Galvin and Stevens are attending remotely, and Alder DeLee is excused, and I believe we await Alder Ritterbusch.
All right. Thank you, Clerk. Now please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing. Actually, you can be seated for invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and we will just do a moment of quiet contemplation. All right, thank you. On to approval of the agenda. Motion to approve made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder Presley. Any changes? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The agenda is approved. Report by the mayor. Just very quickly, echoing some of the thoughts that I shared at the last meeting, just really appreciate all the work from our finance team, from Director Ellen Becker and Assistant Director Jose, and all of our senior staff and staff across the board, the alders who have taken the time to dig into the document, especially our personnel and finance committees, Chair Grant for the meeting that was the run and questions posed by alders. So thanks all around. We just appreciate approval on our budget. Announcements. Seeing none, we'll go one by one on the report of the Joint Finance Personnel Committee from... Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to remind everybody that the holiday parade is this Saturday, and the Green Bay Neighborhoods is looking for more people to walk with. I'd say their float, but it's really it's a truck. But anyway, dressed like Rudolph. But anyway, so more the merrier.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, a few of us will be there, including Chris Kringle. So it'll be fun. Report of the Joint Finance Personnel Committee from November 13th, 2025. One is to approve the request for new positions in 2026 and reclassifications. Motion to approve made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder Presley. Discussion here. Seeing none. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and that item has been approved. Item 2 is to approve the mayor's recommended 2026 budget as proposed. Motion to approve made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder Hinkvis. Discussion on that. Thank you. Before we pass this or discuss it further, Attorney Kochart reminds me that we do need a public hearing on this item. So just to make it clear, if anybody would like to address the council on the budget, now would be your time to do that. So feel free to let us know. Is anyone here to speak to this item? Anyone here to speak to this item? All right. Nobody here. Clerk, would you let the record reflect that? Thanks for the reminder, Attorney. Need a mute there. Any discussion on item 2? Alder Grant.
And I apologize, not necessarily discussion, but just a note, something dawned on me after our meeting when we approved the increase in licensing fees. I did have a discussion with John Leroy, and I just wanted to state it. I was concerned that after we had amended the zoning, which in many instances reduced the number of CUPs and PUDs needed, those fees had doubled in the adjustment. So I did confirm with John that some things that prior did not require those now do, so he is comfortable with the proposed increased fees, that the offset of the items that no longer need a CUP and PUD would be made up for by the things that now require it, if that makes sense. But with doubling that fee and that being a larger chunk, I wanted to make sure that that was accurately projected in the budget. So that's all. Thank you.
Oh, great point. Thanks for making it. Any others? Johnson.
All right, I issued the challenge to Alder Grant that she couldn't beat the record of 20 minutes. I'm going to filibuster if there's no other discussion. No, and maybe I would just make a comment because it doesn't sound like there's any amendments forthcoming, but I don't want to presume. But it just, I do think this is a very responsible budget. It not only, keeps us in pace with where we need to be with some of the adjustments in our costs, but it's a very bare bones thing. There's not a lot of flash here, and I know the mayor said that in his description. And I think that long term we've got to continue to have some of those real serious conversations about our over reliance on property taxes. So I think many of us, if not most of us, are in alignment with the mayor on that as well. And it's a different form to address that. But I just wanted to thank the mayor and the staff for once again putting together what I think is a very responsible budget that serves the best interests of the residents, but also puts high quality services at the front of that priority list. So thank you.
Thanks, Alder. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor will say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That item has been approved. Item 3, to approve the 2026 borrowing request as amended. Motion to approve made by Alder Presley, seconded by Alder Profit. Discussion here. Seeing none, all in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That item has been approved. 4, to approve the 2026-2030 capital improvement plan. Motion to approve made by Alder Presley, seconded by Alder Profit. Alder Johnson.
So at the Finance Committee, I'd made a motion to amend regarding the Adams Street, Washington Street reconstruction projects. Mayor and I spoke afterwards, suggested that perhaps dropping in engineering costs the year prior to the proposed work could make sense in terms of balancing out really the two-step process that would be involved there. What I realized when looking at the amount that we had put into the CIP of 2.35-ish million is that did include engineering costs. So I'm going to just make a motion to amend to split that. I believe we put at the finance meeting, we put the 2.35, actually we rounded it to 2.4, right? We put that in year 28. And so I would just leave that there, but the amendment would be to reduce that to 2.4 and then put $400,000 for engineering costs in 2027.
Reduce it to 2, or
I'm sorry.
reduce it to 2 million, and then the
Yes, so 2 million in 28 and then 400,000 in 27.
got it. Is there a second for that amendment? Seconded by Alder Profit. Any more discussion on that? Alder.
Reference on here where, because there's a lot of attachments. Just trying to find where you're referring to. Is there a specific spot?
So I don't know if staff had an opportunity to update the document.
Oh,
Looks like Director
okay.
Ellenbecker's
But
nodding.
I mean, would there be still some place to? No, it's not updated. Okay.
Good. Yeah. Director Ellenbecker. Sure.
It's 11:18.
Oh, I found it, Director.
Is that the 205
That's a
of the
parking
packet?
utility.
That's one place to find it, is it's in the summary. 295. We put
Oh.
2.4 million in 2026.
In this one you're talking about? 295?
Nope, sorry,
Oh.
in the full council packet, you do not have a paper copy of the CIP book in front of you.
Oh, okay.
So if you're within the packet, if you hit the 3, CIP summary 26, 2030, 11, 18, 25, and then it would be on page 7 and it's under TIF. There's currently 2.4 million under 28, so I'm proposing to amend that to 2 million and then 400,000 under 27.
Okay.
A lot of numbers.
All right, that amendment had a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That item has been amended. Motion to approve is amended made by Alder Profit, seconded by Alder Hinkfist. Discussion on that. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and that item has been approved as amended. Resolutions.
Motion to suspend the rules, take up both items with one vote.
Alder Johnson makes a motion to suspend the rules, take up these items with one roll call vote. Is there a seconded by Alder Eck? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the rules are suspended. Motion to adopt made by Alder Presley, seconded by Alder Prophet. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll use the board.
You may vote. Oh, sorry. You may vote. Alder
Clerk
Galvin.
Jeffries, I'll be a yes.
Thank you. Alder Stevens? Alder Galvin?
That was Stevens.
Yes, I know. Galvin?
I would be a yes also.
Thank you.
All right, and those items are adopted unanimously. Committee of the Whole, for consideration and possible action on a request from Mosky Corporation to consent to the collateral assignment of development agreement 2025-04 to Associated Bank for 1116 Hobart Drive multifamily development. Motion to approve made by Alder Johnson, seconded by Alder Hinkfus. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 2 for consideration possible action on General Ordinance 34-25 relating to animals prohibited in city parks and farmers market locations. Alder Prophet on that.
This just looks a little different. I feel like from what we typically see, and I just want to ensure if it needs to go through a second reading that I would like to propose a first and final. Is this something that would require a second reading at a later date? Because I know they're rearing and ready to go, and I have a neighborhood to answer to that's been begging for this for a while. So I'd like to get it approved tonight if possible.
Yes, we could definitely do a first and final with suspension of the rules.
Okay.
And just for those who are wondering why this is before us, the great news is that we have a brand new dog park in the city of Green Bay, and so generally speaking, animals are prohibited from our parks, but we need exceptions for our dog parks. Whitney is the only one existing, so we're adding that exception for Meyer Park here. So any additional comments from either Attorney Cochard or Director Ditchite?
I'd make a motion to suspend the rules, then take it up with one first and final reading.
Alder Prophet makes motion to suspend the rules and do a first and final reading on this ordinance, is seconded by Alder Johnson. Discussion on that? All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
nay. The ayes have it, the rules are suspended. Motion to adopt made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder Johnson. Discussion here? Seeing none, we'll use the board.
You may vote. And Alder Stevens?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes for Galvin.
Thank you.
All right, that's unanimous. 10-0, petitions and communications. Adjournment. Motion to adjourn made by Alder Prophet, seconded by Alder Presley. All in favor say aye. Opposed,
Aye.
nay. The ayes have it. We're adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
You got it.
And a late start.
Jen, I was gonna stop it and ask